Hi everyone, comic book reviewer here. This time doing the first film review for 2026, and this one is on Venom: The Last Dance. Now, as you know, Venom: The Last Dance is meant to be a sequel not only to the 2018 film Venom, but also the 2021 film Let There Be Carnage. And this one is presumably the last entry in the whole Venom film series. So let's get on with the review. So the premise of the film is meant to follow Eddie Brock, who, after being transported by Doctor Strange's spell, ends up back to his home universe, and we kind of see how both him and also the Venom symbiote have to try and find a way to kind of deal with the situation due to Carnage's actions after the apparent murder of Patrick Mulligan. And we kind of see right away that not only does Eddie as well as the Venom symbiote have to deal with the symbiote creator known as Cone, but also having these symbiote hunters to try and find the codex. And this is where both Eddie Brock as well as Venom have to kind of try to stay alive, avoid any more problems, and so forth. And I think while the film has a good idea, but what it's relying on is a bit of a weak script with wasted potential. I think the film has a good idea about bringing in the creator of the symbiote, but it feels like this could have had an interesting idea. And I think the problem is when you do have one of these sort of scientists for the sort of government research centre known as Dr. Payne, I think her character could have worked if it had a wanting to believe that the symbiotes could help cure people or help do other beneficial needs and use them for her own personal gain. The problem is her character just feels like it's coming across like making her a bit like Dr. Connors. And I just think, to me, Juno Temple wasn't the best choice. There's moments where she feels out of place. There's moments you can tell right away that she just doesn't fit to what her character needs to be. I think they should have gone with someone like, basically, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Larry Ripe, or someone who could look the part. And when you've got moments with Patrick Mulligan, it definitely feels like they were trying to copy elements of Independence Day, with the scientists being under control by the aliens. And I think they definitely waste Patrick Mulligan's potential for something interesting. And the film itself comes across as being a more copy and paste version of Independence Day, just mixing Venom in it. And it kind of becomes clear that the film isn't really trying to go full on after the first film that is obviously trying to copy Spider-Man, and Let There Be Carnage is wasted potential. It becomes clear that The Last Dance is trying to do something interesting despite a extremely weak script, and obviously it becomes clear they were just trying to use whatever they could to give the Venom story this last kind of big epic final, despite it falling flat. And it kind of becomes clear that obviously they're trying to kind of do this Independence Day like film. It's kind of clear that obviously they're trying to kind of give people this big final send off, but I have to admit, it's definitely a shame they definitely wasted Andy Serkis' potential as the creator of the symbiotes known as Cole. I think there is an idea for him to work more as a villain. I just think was given a bit of a weak, abysmal, and more pitiful script despite what was given. I think Save the Last Dance isn't the best film, but it is trying to be something interesting despite some wasted potential. So I think the film definitely deserves 2 thumbs in the middles. An okay entry, not the best, just there to be film filler. And my best thoughts on the 3 Venom films, they're okay, but they just don't really feel anything like a sort of proper Venom film. I think what Spectacular Spider-Man got right with Eddie Brock was that Eddie was a bit of a jerk, but he was a jerk who had justified reasons for the way he was. So I think the Venom films definitely deserves 2 thumbs ups again. Wasted potential, done wrong. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.